Now confirmed, Princess Leonor and Prince Christian's royal engagement shocks Europe. Ring crown. It was supposed to be just another royal gathering, formal smiles, polished etiquette, and silent glances. But what happened next changed everything. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor of Spain is now officially engaged. And not to just anyone, but to Prince Christian of Denmark. 2 heirs, 2 kingdoms, one love that has now shaken all of Europe. Confirmed, real, irreversible. The royal engagement that no one thought possible has now become reality. But how did it all happen? And why is this union causing so much tension behind palace walls? Let's begin at the very moment that changed history. It was a crisp autumn evening in Copenhagen, under the quiet glow of the palace gardens. The Danish royal family was hosting what seemed like a simple private dinner, no press, no photographers, only family. But what took place that night would soon send shockwaves through every European monarchy. Prince Christian, now 20, stood beside Leonor, who had traveled discreetly from Spain under diplomatic cover. Insiders reveal that the dinner was arranged to celebrate the strengthening bond between the 2 royal houses. But it became much more than that. At the table, surrounded by both families, Prince Christian rose to his feet. His voice reportedly trembled, not with fear, but with emotion. Looking directly at King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, he spoke 6 simple words that froze the room. "With your blessing, I choose her." A moment of stunned silence. Then, slowly, he turned to Leonor, and produced a ring. Simple, elegant, Spanish in design, with a small sapphire said to have belonged to Queen Sofia herself. And there, in front of both royal families, Princess Leonor said yes. The Spanish queen reportedly reached for her daughter's hand, whispering through tears. King Felipe, emotional yet composed, placed his hand on Christian's shoulder, a quiet sign of approval. And Queen Margrethe of Denmark, who had always admired Leonor's grace, smiled and simply said, "Then it is decided." But behind the joy of that night lay a storm waiting to break. When the news reached senior royal aides and European press officials, panic began. No one was prepared. The engagement was not on the royal calendar, not approved for public disclosure, and not aligned with either monarchy's long-term plans. Spain's royal advisors feared immediate backlash. Leonor was only 19. She had just begun her military training, a requirement before ascending the throne. A marriage, they believed, would distract from her public duty and raise questions about her readiness to lead. Denmark, on the other hand, faced its own dilemma. Prince Christian's future role demanded careful coordination. A cross-national royal engagement meant political, cultural, and constitutional implications. The union of 2 heirs was not just romantic, it was geopolitical. Yet, despite all the logistics, one truth stood firm: they were in love. Deeply, unapologetically, and determinedly in love. Their relationship had survived 3 years of secrecy. From shared royal events to quiet getaways in Majorca and Copenhagen, they had mastered the art of privacy in a world obsessed with exposure. Hidden meetings, discreet communications, late-night calls that stretched into dawn. Every stolen moment built the foundation for this engagement. One Spanish insider recalls how Leonor once said, "When I'm with him, I'm not a princess. I'm just a person." Those words defined their entire connection. But this love story isn't without resistance. Within Zarzuela Palace, opinions are divided. Some courtiers see it as a brilliant alliance, a modern union symbolizing European unity. Others fear it's too emotional, too soon, too risky for the young future queen. Queen Letizia, always protective of her daughters, reportedly expressed both pride and concern. She sees in Leonor her own story, a woman who chose love against expectation. But she also knows the burden her daughter carries. For Leonor, love isn't just personal, it's political. And while Denmark celebrates, Spain debates. Royal watchers say this could be the most significant engagement since Prince William and Kate Middleton, if not greater. Because unlike William and Kate, Leonor and Christian are both heirs to their thrones. If their love endures, Europe could one day witness a double monarchy, a union between Spain and Denmark through the hearts of 2 young royals. But what truly stuns insiders isn't the engagement itself, it's how it was handled. There was no official announcement, no photos, no ceremony. just silence. For now, both royal families are preparing for what insiders call a controlled revelation. The plan, according to multiple palace sources, is to make the engagement official through a joint statement in late winter. Until then, they're quietly preparing Leonor for her new reality, balancing duty, love, and expectation. And make no mistake, this isn't just another royal romance. It's a cultural and political turning point. Leonor represents modern Spain, educated, grounded, and emotionally intelligent. Christian represents Denmark's next era, open, progressive, unafraid of change. Together, they embody what many in Europe see as the future of monarchy: compassion over protocol, authenticity over tradition. But will the world accept it? Already, Spanish and Danish media are divided. Some celebrate the engagement as a fairy tale, the union of two thrones. Others warn that such a union could ignite constitutional complexities, especially with two heirs from separate sovereign states. Yet, amid all the noise, Leonor and Christian remain quiet, their silence speaking louder than any press release. Insiders reveal that they're focused not on image, but on understanding the weight of what's to come. They've agreed, reportedly, to a long engagement. No rushed wedding. No immediate merging of royal duties. They want time to finish their training, to serve their countries, and to prove that love and leadership can coexist. Still, their engagement has already left its mark. Across Spain, crowds have gathered outside royal residences, waving flags and cheering for La Reina del Amor, the Queen of Love. In Denmark, social media is flooded with images of the couple side by side, calling them Europe's royal dream. But as romantic as it sounds, their future won't be easy. Both must navigate public scrutiny, media obsession, and diplomatic pressure. Every smile, every appearance, every word will be dissected and debated. And yet, those who know them say they are ready. Because for Leonor and Christian, this engagement isn't about breaking tradition. It's about redefining it. It's about proving that monarchy can still represent something human, something deeply real. A royal historian in Madrid said it best: this engagement marks a new chapter for Europe's royalty. It's not a strategic alliance, it's an emotional revolution. And as Europe reacts, one truth becomes undeniable: their love has done what politics could not. It has united two nations in wonder, admiration, and awe. So now, as the royal families prepare to confirm the engagement publicly, one image lingers in everyone's minds: Leonor's quiet smile as she looked down at her ring, the same sapphire her grandmother once wore, now reborn as a symbol of a love meant to last. In that moment, she was not just Spain's heir. She was a young woman who dared to love freely in a world bound by duty. And that courage, that unshakable humanity, is what makes this story unforgettable. Because beyond the crowns, beyond the protocol, beyond the politics, stands two hearts that found each other in the rarest way imaginable. So as Europe holds its breath, waiting for the official announcement, one thing is certain: this is not the end of a rumor. This is the beginning of history. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian, engaged, united, and unafraid. A royal love story confirmed, and a new era for Europe has begun.